Welcome to the Wealth Rebel Show, and today I am diving deep into being a slave to society, to everyone else's needs, and how you need to switch this up and change it around so that you can be of service. Because we came here to be of service with the things that we create, that we launch, whether that's products, that's services, right? We came here to be of service and to also lead a really epic life. And fundamentally, you need to be your own master if you really are going to be of service to everyone else and ultimately create wealth sovereignty for yourself. There is a really great song the Italian band Manskin released. I want to be your slave, I want to be your master. It's a brilliant song. I'll drop the link in the show notes. And I kind of wanted to dive into this because this kind of concept of I want to be a slave, I want to be a master is like really built into us at a really deep inner level. And it's often put onto us by societal conditioning. We don't often think, what these songs come up, I believe, like people write these songs to kind of raise the awareness of what it is that we are doing in our life and in our business so we can really think about it at a deeper level, okay? It creates this massive conflict when we believe that we have to be this slave to society, whether conscious or unconscious. When we raise our awareness of what we are doing with our time and energy, it really helps us to shift that perspective because this conflict that we have, that we end up experiencing in our outer world, when we realize no one else has these expectations of you, your outer world is a reflection of what you really deeply believe in your inner world. And it is you who creates your own reality. And that's quite hard to hear sometimes because often we want to sit in a victim energy because it's really easy for us to blame everyone else for deadlines and stress and anxiety. Taking ownership of your own mastery is really, firstly, the first step that you need to do, right? But it's really empowering when you do because it's so easy once you do to shift up that energy and start to be your own wealth master and create that strategy, that blueprint, and start doing things differently for you. When you kind of put out this energy of being a victim, maybe being a slave to everyone else's needs, responding to deadlines, being in a state of stress, in a state of dis-ease fundamentally, and that's where disease comes from, where you trade your time and energy for money. You give all of you away for what? More money, less time, always feeling like this slave, right? Leading to resentment, fundamentally, stress and disease, anxiety, because you're giving away your power to someone else. Someone else is always going to be your master, right? Think about it. I'm going to drop the link to this amazing song. A really beautiful friend of mine shared this band with me earlier this year, and it just really resonates on such a deep level. It really makes me smile, and I want you to listen to the lyrics. But fundamentally, we need to shift this perspective. We need to take back that sovereignty. That's what the Wealth Rebel is all about. I am Emma Wright. I am the resident wealth rebel of the Wealth Rebel Show, and I am here to create this wealthy ripple effect so that more of you, more coaches, accountants, bookkeepers, financial advisors, entrepreneurial people in business can stop chasing, can stop with the deadlines, can stop with those quick wins, the firefighting, the client needs, the hustling for business. I'm feeling burned out and stressed all of the time. Ultimately, stop being a slave to everyone else, right? That is what I am here for. And instead, I want to give you the tools so that you can go on and create a wealth blueprint so that your business can thrive, so that you can thrive, so that you can go on with my CPD accredited method to empower yourself, your clients, to be your own strategic wealth planner and wealth empowerment coach in your own right. I want you to embody a coaching methodology that you and your clients will thrive from. That is what I am here for. The link to the Star Mastery School is in the show notes if you want to find out more about how you really can dive into your wealth mastery. So, in today's talk, I really want to get deep on how to switch out of being a slave and to being your own master and to being in charge of your own destiny. Now, first and foremost, you really, really need to prioritize your wealth mastery. You really need to prioritize wealth building activities so that you step out of deadlines. Just look at the word in itself. The word itself, deadline, spells, words are just spells, right? They really tell you a story when you look at what the word is telling you. The word wealth means well-being. The Old English word wealth means well-being. Well, your inner well, right? And your beingness. The wealth industry took the word wealth and tried to con us into believing that it's all about everything else outside of you. Physical assets like money and other things like houses and property. And whilst those are assets that will contribute to your well-being, your wealth, right? Fundamentally, your wealth and your wealth building activities is way more holistic than just money, right? Money is an asset. So it's super, super important that we really start thinking about wealth building activities in a much more holistic way so that you can take back your wealth sovereignty and your sparkle and your ease and flow in life and stop feeling like you have deadlines. What happens when how the mind works is really, really important in all of this. Your mind is a really, really important critical part of what's going to drive your wealth, right? Your mind decides every day what it wants you to work on. And it looks at the primal role of your mind is to keep you safe. So it looks at what it thinks is urgent and important deep within it. And often you don't even know this is happening. It looks at urgent things, it looks at important things, and it will always think of deadlines, right? I mean, the word just sums it up. Is it important? Is it urgent? Is it a deadline? And you're constantly then in firefighting mode if it really perceives kind of from a deep inner level in your subconscious mind, because this isn't a conscious choice that you are on. You're only consciously making a limited amount of decisions all of the time. You have beliefs and thoughts, 70,000 of them, so it can keep you functioning. You don't know you're breathing. You don't know your big toe is operating. I want to thank Alan for some of this inspiration. Alan Mead, thank you so much. So think about it for a minute. The way that the brain works is really, really important. The mind won't allow you to prioritize wealth building activities if it doesn't believe it's important or urgent, right? So we have to really shift our perspective at a really deep inner level and realize just how important and urgent your wealth is. Otherwise, you will sabotage yourself and you won't prioritize something that's super, super important. So, one of the things that we do in the Mastery School is we prioritize wealth and we take it step by step. We take it baby steps. We create the space and the time to focus with my full support for life, by the way. This is not just something that you get for a month. When you come into the Mastery School, you get to work with me for life. It's a lifetime membership that you pay up for in one go or over a 12-month period, right? You get to choose. And the reason that I wanted to create that space for you to work on your mastery is because of how the mind works. Because the mind is a fear-based system, it's constantly looking for threats to keep you safe. That's your reptilian brain in action, your subconscious autopilot that deep inside of you, which is 100 times faster than your conscious mind. Consciously, you want to be wealthy. You're listening to me because consciously you know you want to work on your wealth, but subconsciously you are being sabotaged by that reptilian brain that's constantly firefighting with deadlines and stress and anxiety and clients' demands, your boss's demands, maybe, all of the things that you think about that you should be doing. Your conscious mind is knowing it should be working on wealth, but fundamentally, subconsciously, you are in a place of stress and anxiety. And because your subconscious mind is so much faster to react, you stay in your unconscious, your uncomfortable place, right? So you'll struggle to get out of those deadlines if you allow your mind to stay in charge as it is. And I talk about the wealth cycle a lot. It will keep you firefighting. It will keep you chasing deadlines. It will keep you chasing sales and money until you've made it, until you feel safe enough to work on the other stuff. And you may never get there. This is the challenge that you have. And this is why we need to shift this reality about your wealth. And I'm going to share every week, I'm going to share different parts of my method, different parts of my mastery. I'm going to go really deep. I'm going to start teaching you here in the Wealth Rebel Show so that you can really see some of these tools in action. But what I wanted to do for you today is just to help you really reshift and reclaim the importance of your wealth, because your wealth is urgent and it is important. Your brain just doesn't realize it because it's been taught that it isn't urgent and important. It's been taught that wealth is outside of you. It's been taught that wealth is separate to you. You've been taught that wealth isn't you. You are your own wealth. We need to think so differently. So first and foremost, I really want you to just hear me on this, that realize that your wealth sovereignty, your wealth frequency, your wealth blueprint, your financial freedom, security, and independence is urgent and important today. And we need the brain to hear this. We need to create this belief, because that is one of the things that's going to get you to shift on this journey, on this wealth journey. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why, so you can keep listening to me over and over again. If you don't work on your wealth and you stay in deadlines, in stress, anxiety, you won't shift. You won't step into what you came here to do, what you came here to be, what you came here to experience, and what you came here to have in your physical reality. All of the wealth and abundance, the money, the physical wealth that you came here to have, really, but also the experiential parts of your wealth. From putting your toes in the sand, from surfing that big wave, from experiencing that beautiful massage, from having dinner with your friends, from going on that magical trip, from just being with someone that you really, really love right now, not tomorrow, okay? With ease, with flow, being in that love frequency, not being in fear, but being fearless, right? To being that warrior, to being that rebel that you came here to be. Own it. I am. You may not even know what your why is, what you love is, because you haven't given yourself chance. You might think you know that you're doing what you love, but are you really? Okay. The first thing that we do in the Mastery School is that we dive deep into your why and into your purpose to stop you chasing a life that you hate on autopilot. It's likely a career you fell into, or kind of a discipline that you're working on right now, but you did it because you did it at school, or you got really good at it, but you don't love it anymore. By the way, that's okay. That happened to me. I was a financial advisor, but I didn't love it. but I was really good at it and it made me money. So I got stuck for a period of time until I didn't, until I literally ripped myself out and put myself in a really uncomfortable place of learning how to do something different as a wealth empowerment coach, right? So I really understand how hard it is to shift. And that's what makes me good at what I do because I've been there, right? I stepped out of a marriage that, it wasn't anybody else's fault. I had just become like a different person and I needed to step out of that. And this year has been the hardest year of my life. I'm not going to lie to you personally. Okay. So I really get what it takes to do things that scares the bejesus out of you. Okay. First and foremost. So I want you to know that you might not know what it is that you need to do. You might not know what that first step is, but that is what I'm here to do. That is why I'm here to deepen your knowledge of yourself, because all your purpose and your why is getting to know you at a really deep subconscious level. So you stop chasing the things that you think you should be chasing. You stop spending your time, energy, and money on things that don't fulfill you, that are creating this disease in your life, anxiety, fear, right? When you're in fear, you're not in love. So, whether you're a coach, whether you're an accountant, whatever you're doing as an entrepreneurial person in your life, in your business, you really need to look at what it is that's creating that discomfort. Maybe you feel like you're bored. That's okay. Maybe your career is boring you. Maybe your financial advice business is killing you from the inside out because it's just not fulfilling you anymore, but you feel really stuck. It doesn't have to be this way. It doesn't have to be this way. You can become your own wealth master, and it is urgent and important that you do. Because if you carry on with this, you will have stress, anxiety, and discomfort at a deep cellular level. You might, on the surface, look really fit and healthy, really buff, right? Really in really good health. But if you are in a state of anxiety and you are feeling really, really unhappy constantly, you will end up with real disease. Okay, so this isn't a laughing matter. This is a matter of life and death. Remember, your wealth is your vibe, it's your frequency. And you need to be high vibe. You need to be vibrating at a really beautiful level if you are to start to attract in and to experience the life that you came here to experience. So, in order to elevate your wealth, to go on and create what you want to experience in your life, you do need to have a financial plan, a life strategy, a business plan, and a wealth blueprint that's going to help you to work out your financial freedom numbers, right? So you can get clear on your money goals, all of the very practical things that we do in the mastery school. But you also need to work on your inner world because that is what's driving the outer world, really. So you'll have the practical tools because that really helps the mind know that it's got a plan. A goal without a plan is just a wish, right? That's why manifestation only works when we really get clear on the steps that we need to take, right? In the present moment. But also, if your inner world isn't in alignment, right? If your mindset is not in an abundance frequency and you're not healing the wealth wounds, fundamentally from the inside out, and you don't trust your intuition, your life's purpose is unclear, and you don't believe, then you're not going to go on and do what you need to do. Whether you believe you can or not, you are right. Henry Ford, right? A great quote by Henry Ford. Whether you believe you can or not, you are right. But often we don't know the beliefs because they're subconscious. It's just driving you without you knowing it. It's like the tip of the iceberg. Alan, you talked about this so beautifully in your presentation, right? Our conscious thoughts are tiny. Our subconscious is like that iceberg. It's what stops the Titanic from sailing across the ocean over and over and over again. It's like you're launching that venture and then, oh, it just still hasn't given you what you came here to experience. You can't ignore your wealth mastery. And so I work with the power of eight. Okay, I'm a life path eight in numerology. If you don't know what that means, just go and look it up. I'm not here to do numerology, but I'm a life path eight. I am here to help create this 8-step framework so that you can infinitely work on manifestation to creation and bringing it into reality. The letter eight is a representation of infinity, right? Infinity and beyond. I am such a nerd. Yes. So when we work on this in the Mastery School, we work through an 8-step framework where we go through 8 powerful, simple steps. Each step has its own tools. It empowers you to take and break it down to create that space to really deepen that inner world to bring it into your outer world, to create the physical tools, but also the inner tools as well, all at the same time. Okay, which is really, really powerful. Step 1 is all about self-activation, soul activation, whatever you want to call it, self, soul. It's all about activating and really getting to know yourself at that deep inner level. Step 2 is all about defining that self soul purpose, your why, so you can get really deep on what you came here to, number 1, experience, and number 2, launch as an impact venture in your career, in your business, right? In your coaching business, to really know how you need to steer the ship, especially if you're not quite getting the impact you want to have. Step 3 is all about time mastery. Okay. Time mastery is about getting out your own way. It's about going into that mind and tapping into that inner world and going, right, what is the roadmap that's going to trip me up, and creating that roadmap for you. Step 4 is all about time presence, being grateful for what you're already creating. I use wealth strategy templates for this, giving every pound a purpose, so that you can go on and start really being in gratitude of the money, time, and energy already creating. It's phenomenal to do that. Step 5 is all about abundance in the now. Okay, abundance in the now is all about creation. It's all about looking at your assets, the things that are all around you, looking at the assets of your location, the assets of your inner knowledge, what you're already good at, but what you love. And you can go out there and start creating productive assets in your business right now that's going to leverage your time, energy, and money. That's my money formula, right? Step 6 is all about the abundance in creation. So what we want in terms of our freedom number, if we know what we want to create, then what can we go on and do more of to leverage time, energy, and money? Because fundamentally, you are the person that's going to create wealth. And it's time you create that for yourself, not for somebody else. Okay. Give you the power back. Step 7 is all about then turning what you create into real returns, real for you, whether that's spending more money on yourself, whether that's saving to create more security, or whether that's investing for your future independence in your business, in the stock market, pensions, ISAs, in property, in gold, whatever asset is right for you. We love to wealth map, okay, to create real returns, to again give every pound that you're making, every dollar, every yen, a purpose. And step 8 is then all about real independence, creating an independence plan, creating intentions that's going to leverage time and money even more. And that's where we start going with the figure of 8, because we're never done. We're always expanding. We're never done. We just want to start taking those steps to start elevating your wealth. Wealth is not limited. Money is not limited. Time is not limited. You are not limited. We need to start taking baby steps to create the space to start elevating what you came here to be, do, and have. So I just wanted to introduce that. We're going to dive deeper into those steps week by week, and we'll come back to it constantly as we work through the Mastery School, okay? And so you will see it here first. This is what the Wealth Rebel Show is all about, sharing the tools with you so that you can really decide if you want to come into my world, Come into the Mastery School if you're ready. Embody a coaching methodology that you and your clients will thrive from. It's £74 a month for 12 months for lifetime access, or £888 paying full, and you get a one-to-one with me. There are limited one-to-one spots worth £157. I've got 8 spots, eight, not 4, 8 spots available for the rest of the year in 2024. If you want to snag one of those 8 one-to-one spots that you get a one-to-one with me, lifetime access, come into the Mastery School, hit the 888 pay in full option. I am here for it. I just want to say what else you get when you come into the Mastery School, because it's phenomenal. You get you get weekly calls with me on a Friday lunchtime, okay, where you get to practice your Mastery skills. You get to ask me anything. You don't get left behind. You also get, once you've completed 8 calls and you've done the online program, which is just 8 lessons, you get to be a CPD accredited coach. You get to use my tools in your own practice. And then you get invited for 9 months to come into my mastermind, where we get weekly strategy, mindset, mastermind, expert calls. So you go on and implement the blueprint that you've created in the Mastery School. And you also get 9 months in the Star Portal, where you'll learn about investing if you don't know about investing. Okay, it's designed to fully support you to be your own wealth master. Okay, and that's what it is all about. Plus, and this is amazing, you are also going to get a bonus, because I'm partnering with the beautiful Lauren Lepley, where you get monthly health and performance check-ins with her, a monthly online session worth £1,200 for free, right? You get to come in where you get healing alignment, hormone, nutritional support, somatic trauma release, breath work, cellular repair work with Lauren. Like, oh my God, this is just epic. All for £74 a month, right? Oh my God, this is ridiculous. So the bonus is just incredible. The one-to-one bonus is, you get that bonus whether you pay £74 a month or you pay in full. Come in. There are 8 one-to-one spots with me as well when you pay in full. Your Mastery School is for life, just like a puppy is not just for Christmas, it's for life, because we want to create that space, we want to create that momentum, and we want to create that wealthy ripple. I hope you've enjoyed today's talk to be your own master, to stop being that slave to society, because it starts here. This is what it's all about. And I can't wait to dive deeper with you on this journey. Namaste.